So how do hotels participate in TripAdvisor? This big beast, but actually you can control your online reputation through TripAdvisor. We have a management centre which we just relaunched in August because our old management centre, everyone said they didn't like it. So with user groups and things, we've come up to a much clearer, hopefully much easier to navigate around sites. And it gives you all the tools for you to update your property listing and engage with your property listing on TripAdvisor. So also there's an awful lot of educational resources. So if there's something in TripAdvisor you want to find out about, there's a whole lot of tools from post-index videos, tip sheets, and that's a how-to guide. So it could be what's the best practices for responding to reviews, how do I post photos, so all of those there. And we obviously have information there, and we have tweets and things as well. So obviously we'll put up any new information, let anyone know if there's any new videos or things posted on the site, and also sometimes we'll put links up to sort of third-party information that we think would be useful. So that's an information thing. So first of all, this is a TripAdvisor page. I mean, obviously without the arrow and the bit like that, but that's a TripAdvisor page, pretty standard. And you can say that this hotel is number 11 of 209 in Portugal. So the ranking is vitally important because obviously that's the order of the you're displayed in your location. So how does a hotel influence their rating? Now obviously it's an algorithm and it takes into effect lots of things, third-party information as well as our own information. But the key things it does reward is the number of reviews, the recency, so it gives much more weight to recent reviews than historical reviews, and obviously the score on those reviews. So it adds all those up, and what it does is it calculates it relative to what other properties are doing in the same location. So they shift sort of about once a week with smaller updates. So we recalculate. So the key to getting, one of the key things you can do to influence is get more reviews and get obviously good reviews. But asking people for reviews, there are rules. No bribery, no trying to influence people. Obviously you can ask people for reviews, but obviously please don't bribe or influence or try and incentivise the review in any way. We want them to be honest and independent. So within the Owner Centre, there's some tools to help you manage reviews, and obviously there's some widgets, badges, there's links that you can put in your email, there's links that you can put on your website, there's little cards you can print out that you can order from us, all to encourage people to give you reviews. The other thing I will say is make sure people have left your property before they get reviews, because obviously sometimes people use the, trying to encourage people to use the computer in the reception or something like that. Not a good plan. Obviously we want people to have left the property, so they've had the whole stay, obviously experienced checkout and the whole thing, and realise that you haven't influenced it. But obviously if we see an awful lot of reviews coming from one IP address, that does look slightly suspicious. The other thing is you can manage your page on TripAdvisor. So the key thing, if you haven't done, what I would encourage everyone to do is subscribe to the email that sends the reviews to you as they're published. So on a daily basis, we will send you an email to say these are the reviews that we published on your property. You don't have to keep coming to TripAdvisor to have a look. So you go into the management centre, and then there's an area you can get the review reports. Within the email you'll get the review, the score, the overall score, and we also give the breakdown of reviews by the different categories, and you can then have the links to, if you want to write a management response or things, everything's within the email to try and make the process as easy as possible. So the other thing you can do to make sure your property is well represented is make sure, A, that the information's correct, but make sure we have the hotel amenity section completed. So within here, there's obviously icons on the amenities and also some text. This text is populated by the hotel. That's as we have a display of this description is provided by the hotel. This is for the property to market itself. What makes it different? You know, is it historic? Why should people stay with you? Why over the other properties? What makes you stand out? Is there refurbishment? Have you relaunched a restaurant? This can be updated as often as you want. So this isn't really underutilised area in TripAdvisor. I think the last statistics I saw was something like 32% of properties had this populated. Again, go into the owner centre and make sure you have this information populated. The other is photos. As a hotel, you can upload as many photos into the TripAdvisor website as you want. There's no limit. So as soon as you have new photos on your property, or any photos on your property, make sure you load them in. And once you've loaded photos in, you can choose which is your primary photo, which is this large photo here. So that the hotel selects which picture they want to show there. The one thing we found is the more photos a hotel has on their site, the more engaged a traveller is. Don't ask me why, but the magic number is 21 photos. If you have more than 21 photos, a traveller is 150% more engaged on that page, because they take the time to go through the photos, look, engage and find out about the property. The other thing you can load is video. If you have any video content, you can upload the video. The only restrictions for video is 10 megs, 10 minutes, and various technical spec things that I probably don't understand. But again, through the owner's centre, you can upload the video. And if they say, if a photo tells 100 words, maybe a video tells 1,000 words. I haven't heard the equivalent, but it's definitely something that people are really interested in. And some people are more visual than reading the information, so it is useful to have as many photos. And it gives you your chance to put your hotel over in the views you want to do. Photos are clearly marked as coming from which ones come from the hotelier, and also there's a filter within the photo screen that people can view just the hotel photos or the traveller reviewed photos. So again, in the Manage Your TripAdvisor page, there's an Add Update Photos button to go into. And the next thing to talk about is we give you performance tracking. Now, obviously, it's just TripAdvisor performance tracking, but we give you the chance to look at your reviews historically, how your score is going, how one competitor, and which you can change and choose which competitor in your location versus your location. So it just gives you a benchmark on how you're performing over time. Underneath that, so this is a hotel, and obviously down below you can see just a snapshot. There's the last 8 reviews on your property are featured with the overall score, the date, and then you can see the various scores by value, service, cleanliness, rooms and location, the way people score a property. So this information, again, freely available. Some hotels use this for key performance indicators for various, like for housekeeping. They set a stand, you've got to get a 3.5 or above, otherwise there's, you're not meeting the standards. I don't know, some hotel chains are challenging general managers to get certain scores. So this is something that's used as a management tool as much as anything.